All right, ladies and gentlemen, Cohagen, I see you in chat already. Welcome, one and all, to Chapter 47 of Solo Leveling Ragnarok. Let's go ahead and get the formalities out of the way, shall we? Yo, peoples! Qushu 92 here, and as I said, welcome to Solo Leveling Ragnarok. Today is the Season 1 finale of basically the webcomic with Chapter 47. So let's go over what happened. Also, yeah, I'm wearing my Black Myth Wukong shirt that their marketing team sent to me. So I figured, you know what? For the Season 1 finale of Solo Leveling, I might as well wear this and it's a very comfortable shirt too. Like it's like smooth. It feels like really smooth. And it's kind of big, but it's also roomy. But I also like that. It just feels cool to the touch. Like, what is this? Is this Egyptian cotton? What is this? But this is a very nice shirt. It's a very nice shirt. But last chapter, Suho basically beat an alternate version of himself, being able to see the memories of this alternate version of himself. And in doing so, he is the entity is cleansed from the dungeon, and he's presented with different rewards, all of which will be the system still guiding him down a path. One will make him the heir of the shadow, which is essentially the same path that he's been put on. The other will be the soul striker path, which will essentially give him all the strengths that he had when he was going through the tutorial. And then the last one is essentially a custom class that will be customarily built as he goes. And given the fact that this man has died hundreds of times, he's all like, you expect me to choose 1 out of 3 things after you put me through that madness? No! And then he's all like, I want them all. I want everything. So now let's get to see what, and then the system says your new job is, and then we just get left on a cliffhanger. So let's see how things go with Chapter 47. Episode 47, Season 1 finale. And we have Beru, who's drooping on the floor, still crying his eyes out because he's worried about his young master. Young master! And then Essel goes,
I can't believe it's already been 3 weeks since he disappeared.
Gator, you don't think anything's happened to the young master, do you?
I never imagined he'd be gone for this long, to be honest. And even Gray's in the background kind of crying as well because, you know, it's last time we checked in on the people on Suho's crew, it's been 2 weeks. Now it's been 3 weeks.
I never imagined he'd be gone for this long, to be honest. Maybe something's gone wrong.
And then there's a flash, and Gray immediately notices. And Suho starts to walk through. Clothes tattered, his shoes is just toe up. Like, his toes ain't sticking out, but you can see the frayed opening. The bottom of his pants is all tattered and torn. Oh, good. You're all here. Been a while, hasn't it? And it shows Suho walking out of the gate as all of his companions see him walk back out.
It's the young master!
And they all scream. Except for Amut. He's just standing there, arms crossed, big-bodied, still can't see his eyes. Solo Leveling Ragnarok, Chapter 47. And we cut back to the city. And who is this? It's, who is this? Oh, snap, that's Jinno! Sorry, I almost didn't recognize him. That's Jinno! And Jinno's sitting here with, Wu. Still no news about Suho? I'm sorry to say that there have been no new sightings of Suho since that day. Not even rumored ones. I should also mention that things aren't looking too good at the association right now. Everyone seems to be convinced that Suho is the one behind Lehman Sung's death. My Suho would never! And Suho and Jino stands up immediately. No, I don't believe it was him either. I'm sure this has something to do with the Apostle of Iterim that Suho told you about. I was no help to Jin during his last life. He had to fight all his battles on his own. And that's why I want to be there for Suho.
Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep.
And, Wu's phone goes off. Excuse me. And he's looking at it thinking internally, not another one. The association has been extra vigilant lately. So how could there be another dungeon break? And there's another dungeon break out in the city. And it has giant lizard men just attacking everything. And mind you, these lizard men are huge. They are gargantuan. They're not giant, but they're like maybe 10, maybe 11 feet tall. And we got other hunters, trying to defend against them. But it's not really doing much because one slams its fist into a tanker and it breaks his shield completely. Then he grabs him and starts to basically crush his body. Darn it! How could there be such a massive dungeon break right in the middle of the city? What the heck is the guild in charge? Where the heck is the guild in charge of this gate? And we have Park Dojin, the apostle, going, this is so boring. In order to infiltrate the core of the Hunters Association, I'll need to build up a reputation as a top hunter. The greater the disaster, the more attention it gets. And the more attention an incident gets, the more heroic you seem when you arrive to save the day. This man is operating on some Syndrome from Incredibles nonsense. Humans are such fascinating creatures. They'd remember the one hero who saves the day. And as this is going, it shows that same lizard man who was like crushing one of the hunters, just whipping its arm back and throwing the dude straight through a building. They'd remember the one hero who saves the day. But they'd forget the names of all the lesser hunters who sacrificed their lives to save others. And then it cuts to another hunter who slashes, I guess, through the mouth of this same lizard man. And basically slices through the corners of his mouth. And then the dude stops and goes, "Stay back! Everybody get behind me!" We're saved! It's Huang Jae-hyung! It's Huang Jae-hyung! Huang Jae-hyung. Jae-hyung. It's Huang Jae-hyung! The B-rank hunter! A B-rank? He might mess up my plans. I should get rid of him. This disaster is supposed to be my time to shine. And Park takes control of the lizard man immediately. And all of a sudden, Huang Jae-hyung immediately gets hit so hard that his eyes wide out, blood shoots out of his nose and mouth, and starts to come out of his eyes immediately. And this is just from this lizardman's tail slamming him straight through a building. Yeah. He's not getting up. He's just laying in a crater, head drooped down, after this lizardman, controlled by Park, just knocked him away. What's going on? The mana level of this monster just spiked out of nowhere! And then the lizard men start to converge on all the hunters and just go like, yep, time for these hands. They're not even slashing them, even though they have claws. They just start trying to beat up on the hunters. No, never mind. They're not just beating on the hunters. I realize all the lizard men converge on Huang and they just start beating on where he was. Also, that was Huang who says, "What's going on? The mana level of this monster just spiked out of nowhere." And then those same monsters just go full star platinum rush on him. And all the other hunters are just looking with chills going down their spine. and all we see is just blood all over the place. That man is dead. And we see even more because we see the lizard man, them crouched over where he was, and all we just see is paste. This man who just got introduced is now paste. You don't even see any limbs anymore. It's just blood. They just killed it. That has got to be the most visceral way to see a B rank hunter go out. They literally beat this man to a pulp. And then another hunter, that same one who was saying, like, where's the guild? Who's in charge of this gate? He's just standing there shivering, terrified. Darn it. I was lucky enough to come into some easy money recently, so I thought I'd fix my leg up, buy a new weapon, and get a fresh start working as a hunter again. But now I see how reckless I was. There's no way a D rank like me can protect anyone from monsters like this. And those same lizard men that just killed Huang, they bear down on him. And then someone dashes in right past this dude and proceeds to break. Yo, it's Suho! And it's Suho who comes in and just jumps up in the air, spins, and lands a flying drop kick directly into this creature's face, breaking its face. Huh? And then Suho proceeds to just ricochet throughout the area and does the same for the rest of the monsters, leaving holes in their faces, literally boring holes through their face, taking off heads from the mouth up just by himself. And he just lands as the viscera of these creatures just land around him in a shower of gore. I hope that was descriptive enough for you. And Suho's standing there with a mask on after having created it out of shadow. I recognize that mask. Oh, snap! This is the same dude who was going in gate. So this is the same dude whose leg who was broken, who was part of the crew for him to go into dungeons and take out creatures when he was going in with Essel and Gray and everyone. This is the same guy. How did I not recognize him? Because it's been a while. It's the same dude. He actually got his leg fixed up. And he was that same person. I recognize that mask. So what you're saying is we all get paid $3,000 just to sit here and fill the entry quota? Yes, that's correct. I don't know how, but are you sure you should be going in alone? I don't know how strong you think you are, but you're being reckless. You shouldn't underestimate these gates. It's the boy who used to do all those solo raids! But wasn't he just a D rank? How's he taking down these monsters so easily? And then Suho, eye glowing, and his whole face just covered in black, just goes, this is the perfect chance to try out the new skill I got from my job change. Arise. And the lizard man is right there until shadow starts to envelop his entire body. And then Suho's body starts to pulsate with this shadowy energy in all directions. And it's so potent that it's causing all the other hunters to just try and shield themselves from it. What's happening? And then Suho's arm starts to get clad in armor. No! He could do this to other... No! It's not him doing it to himself. He's covering the other hunters in armor. He could do this to other people! Ah! He could do this to other people! All the other hunters, their bodies get covered in black armor. He can share this. He can share this with other people! I thought it was exclusive to him and his shadows! What's all this? Where'd all these new items come from?
Young master, what's this? Are you using your shadow manipulation skill to arm others with your shadow?
This isn't shadow manipulation. All those weapons are classified as actual items and not just modified shadows. Bruh, their weapons are not augmented. He just created weapons made out of pure shadow. What? Hold on. All these weapons are classified as actual items and not just as modified shadows.
Item: Naga Warrior Shadow Spear. Creation rank: Common.
Creation rank? And this is common level? Oh no, we got new rarity systems. We got regular rarity and creation ranks. Rarity ranks, creation ranks. And this is just common.
Item: Naga Warrior's Shadow Spear. Creation rank: Common. Type: Spear. Attack plus 40. Strength plus 3.
My body feels lighter somehow.
Item: Naga Warrior Shadow Wrist Protector. Creation rank: Common. Type: Defensive item. Hand. Defense plus 15. Vitality plus 2. Item: Naga Warrior Shadow Blade. Creation rank: Common. Type: Sword. Attack plus 55. Agility plus 5. Effect: Active skill Piercing Jab. Applies a negative 10% defense debuff on your opponent.
And Barrow's just thinking,
He can turn his Shadow Warriors into actual items? Not even the Shadow Monarch himself has such a skill. Is this the power that comes with
oh, I guess I don't need to hide my face anymore.
the young master's new job? Irregular. The White Shadow.
That's his job? Ow! Hold up! Jin has Shadow Monarch, and now, because he combined everything, Suho has Irregular the White Shadow. That's his job class. His job class is Irregular. I need to play me some games with some RPG elements. This is causing an itch that I need to scratch with a game of some kind.
The young master's new job. Irregular. The White Shadow?
And then he's all like, I don't need to use this mask anymore. He's not trying to hide. He's strong enough where he doesn't need to hide his face anymore. And then he says to the other guy, if you can still fight, could you lend me a hand with this? And then Park gets up because he was just resting out of sight, waiting for his moment to shine. But then he gets up and he puts his hand up on the railing of the building, going, "He's finally showed himself. I don't think I've ever seen that ability before. He's definitely different from how he used to be. Sung Soo-ho. Are you trying to set yourself apart from the darkness by refusing to fight in solitude?" And it shows Suho fighting with others, as everyone is being empowered by his shadows. So where Jin could solo anyone and everyone just by himself, let alone thinking about all the powerful shadows he has in his repertoire from his grand marshals such as Belion and, well, Beru's there with Suho, so he's not at his peak yet. But Igris, Tank, Tusk, Iron, all these different shadows, Suho is strong with cooperation. He's strong on his own, but lending his power to others so that they can be stronger together. Ooh, I like the difference between the father and the son. I love it. But Suho's standing there with the rest of the other hunters, all clad in shadow armor as they prepare to face off against these creatures. And it shows Suho there, eyes glowing just like his dad, and the aura around him is now white. Oh, we get it! Stat screen! Stats. Name, Sung Soo-ho. Level 42. Fatigue, 0. Job,
Irregular, the White Shadow. Title, the Champion of Adversity, +1. HP, 8,525 out of 8,525. MP, 820 out of 820. Strength, 130. Vitality, 62. Agility, 51. Intelligence, 61. Perception, 51. Available ability points, 0. Passive skills, Tenacity level 4. Hand-to-hand combat level 2. It says Strength Booster. It's missing an R there. It is missing an R there. It's supposed to be Strength Booster, level 1. Active skills, the Commander's Authority level 2. Shadow Extraction level 2. Slashing Storm level 1. Shadow Creation level 1. And then it starts to fade into white, and then we get even more stat screens. Skill, Shadow Creation level 1. Job-specific skill, no mana required. Allows the player to manipulate shadows to create new objects from his imagination. Bruh! What? What? This doesn't cost any mana and this bro can just create weapons from his shadows? Bruh, I'm gonna need you to make me a pair of revolvers, like extra long revolvers, shadow revolvers. Can I get some of them? Oh, that is so sick! List of possible creations. 1. Shadow-based items. 2. And then it trails off into like 3 dot ellipses. And then there's an asterisk of, once a shadow warrior has been modified, it can no longer return to being a warrior. So when Suho creates these shadows and turns them into items, they are that item permanently. And depending on their rank, ooh, I like this! This is a nice skill. Because if he can create a vast army just like Jin can, but he can turn them into items and then make those items high grade, because the creation has rarity ranks. Creation ranks! And he's currently able to make common. I can only imagine what legendary shadow items will be like. Oh no! 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 I need to play a game. This whole series has just spoiled me. Once a shadow warrior has been modified, it can no longer return to being a warrior. And then it cuts to India. Oh, this is Leo? This is Leo's group? At the Asura Guild. And then there's an explosion. And Leo and his people got bodied. Someone came in and bodied every single one. And Leo's going, Suho, I'm so sorry. And I haven't even scrolled. I haven't even scrolled down the full page yet. I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of scared to see who or what has bodied the entire Asura Guild. One dude's got his whole body impressed into a crater. Leo's laying on the ground. His armor on his right leg is broken. His sword is broken. Even that big guy that was with Leo, he's been bodied too. After all you've done for us, I recognize those flip-flops! I recognize those flip-flops! And we just get this very big person with flip-flops on, stomping through the guild going, apparently, the bastard who had a hand in the murder of my guild members is in Korea. Korea it is then. No one is allowed to mess with what belongs to me. Absolutely no one. Ladies and gentlemen, the man who came in and bodied
the entire Asura guild on his own with not a single scratch on him, still packing them opened up Hawaiian shirts and swim trunks, long, luxurious blonde hair, always with his assistant, who's always with him, that we've seen in the previous world, the strongest man we've ever seen aside from Jin, who's walking out, breaking the literal archway just by pushing it aside, who devastated the entire Asura guild. It's Thomas Andre, and he bodied everyone because Randolph died, and he thinks the Asura guild had something to do with it, and he is a This is even worse than Hong Dong-soo going after Jin because Dong-suk died. The big man of the Scavenger Guild himself, Thomas Andre, he's coming after Suho. And he doesn't know the story of how Randolph died. He just knows that the Asura Guild and Suho were there.
Korea it is then. No one is allowed to mess with what belongs to me. Absolutely no one.
And then we cut to a different area, blue skies, and then they start to swirl around, and then a hole starts to open up in the clouds in the sky. Ah! I know who that is. I know who that is. I know who that is. And we have a woman standing there. Long blonde hair, framed by bangs, but we don't see her face. And she looks like she's standing in this gate. And she starts to fade. She starts to fade into all of this. Ah! She starts to fade into all of this smoke that's swirling around in this area. And in front of her forms what appears to be a dragon out of shadow. Not only did we not only did we get Thomas Andre, and he's gunning for Suho and is gonna go to Korea, but we also got Cha Hae-in. We also got Cha Hae-in, and is that Kaisel? We got Cha Hae-in, and she's in front of what may be Kaisel. And that's the end of the chapter. But here's the footnote that I knew was gonna be here at the end. So this pretty much just confirms what I thought. This is from everyone on the solo leveling team. Season 1 of Solo Leveling Ragnarok has come to an end. We'd like to extend our deepest gratitude to all our readers. We wouldn't have made it through this season without your love and support. We'll be taking a short break to prepare for Season 2, which we hope will be even grander and more enjoyable than the last. We also like to show our appreciation for writer Dahl. Solo Leveling Ragnarok would never have been possible without his hard work and effort, and we are truly grateful to have his novel as the foundation of this webcomic. We hope you'll continue to enjoy and support Solo Leveling Ragnarok. Lastly, we'd like to thank all the incredible staff who've worked with us on this wonderful project. We will do our best to return with an even better season. Red Eye Studio production team. To be continued. Also, Mihai. Oh, Raj Kumar. Where are you from? I am from the US, but also welcome to the stream if this is your first time here. I see you, Julian. I see you, Michael, Mihai, Raj, every new person who showed up here today. It is good to see you all. This was a good way to end season 1. Okay, let's just go through it. Because I gotta play a game now until, Super Mario at 2 o'clock. But I gotta play something that lets me level up and level up gear and stuff, because I need a game that'll let me do all of that, okay? I need all of that right now. But, oh, it didn't even catch up to everything. That's weird. Okay, but let's go over everything that happened. 1, Suho combined all of these classes, finally leaves the dungeon, and is happy to see everyone. Jinno and Wu are wondering what's going on with Suho. Park Dojin is trying to orchestrate events to make himself look even better, in the hopes that by going up the ranks, he'll gain more access to the Hunters Association and infiltrate it even further. But while this is going on and hunters are being bodied left and right, Suho comes in stronger than before and showcases that his class is known as Irregular. Irregular the White Shadow. So not only is he capable of creating shadow soldiers, but the unique skill that is for him and him alone is that he can turn these shadow warriors into items. And we also get confirmed that once a shadow warrior has been turned into an item, they can never return to being a warrior ever again. So he created armor pieces and weapons and all sorts of different things to help out these hunters, and they were all boosted because these items also carry special effects with them. So now we see that Suho, though he has skills similar to his father, his approach to how he does things is different from Jin's. Instead of Jin solo everything, which was this case of, solo leveling, we got Suho here, who's into co-op play, who likes people to help him out, who doesn't mind helping out others. Strength in numbers. This is essentially the comic book version. This is the webcomic version of the Solo Leveling Overdrive update that Solo Leveling Arise is getting. Still not a fan of the fact that it's a gacha game on mobile, because it deserves to be on consoles, but I digress. I won't bore you with my rantings of why Solo Leveling needs a console game. We'll talk about that some other time. Suho is out here stronger than ever, and he's capable of using his power to basically create anything he wants. The description says anything from the user's imagination. There really is no limit. And it also has creation ranks and rarities, which means that he's going to eventually be able to create legendary weapons and gear from shadows. Place your bets, people. Does the new shadow object that Suho gave to the other hunters can upgrade by gaining XP or not? It would be sick if the weapons that these hunters are using can get stronger the more they fight, because that is sick. Weapon upgrade system? Weapon upgrades from the more you use this sword, the more its stats increase. That would be sick. That would be incredibly sick. Like, if your armor is leveling up from you killing monsters or taking hits, then it can level up and it becomes more and more defensive. And if Suho is constantly able to create endless amounts of shadows that he can give to an endless amount of people, the entire nation of Seoul, and I'm just saying this as hyperbole and just throwing it out there. This isn't even a theory. This is just me going out there. He could deck out the entire nation of hunters in gear. He has the capacity. Let me say that. He has the capacity to deck out every hunter in Korea, in Seoul, all of their hunters with legendary shadow gear that has the capacity to level up. And we don't even know that it can do that, but I'm just going off of my whole assumption there. Not only that, but cutting back to India, the Asura Guild gets completely bodied by Thomas Andre, who bodies them on the assumption that Randolph died because of them, which is not the case. We know what happened. Amut basically one-shot Randolph, literally blew a hole in his entire torso and left him embedded in the top of the building, which we never seen his body come down from there, which means that Randolph's body was still up there even after everything that Suho did to help Amut out. So now Thomas Andre is gunning for Korea, looking for Suho, because frankly, he already bodied every single person. He already devastated the entire Asuda Guild, every single one of them. They're either heavily incapacitated or he's leaving them bleed out. He's leaving them to bleed out. Sorry, that's correct grammar. He's leaving them to bleed out and die. And now he's going to Korea to find Suho. So this is even worse than when Jin had to deal with Hwang Dong-soo, because Hwang Dong-soo was just an underling of Thomas Andre. And even then, against Thomas Andre, Jin still won. It wasn't even a hard fight. It was Jin broke Thomas Andre all the way down, okay? Hwang Dong-soo was tossed like a rag doll, like he was literally nothing, because he was. Thomas Andre, despite him being known as the strongest national level hunter in the world, still got broken off like a Kit Kat bar by Jin. So now we need to see how much stronger Suho's going to be, because Thomas Andre is coming. That's the scary thing. We know he's coming, and due to the fact that we know of Thomas Andre's strength from the previous life, from the previous world, he looks to be just as overpowered as he was back then. Except now, we know where he's going. He's going to Korea. He's hunting. He's going to be looking for Suho. Now, my thing is, Park Dojin is all like, looking at Suho, watching all of this, like, I don't remember this being a power of the darkness. Are you trying to differentiate yourself from him? Interesting. It's not like it's going to make any difference, because if Park Dojin tries to take on Suho and Thomas Andre is in the vicinity, Park is going to get broken off something awful, because it's Thomas Andre. He's basically the Hulk of this world. Only the strongest of the strong can stop him. The absolute strongest of the strong can stop him. Thomas Andre is literally the top of the food chain for anyone under Jin. So, yeah. Imagine, so now we have something to be concerned about, because season 2 is Thomas Andre. How much devastation is going to happen when Thomas Andre gets to Korea looking for Suho? See, Hwang Dong-soo thought he was going to cause a mess. Jin's dad got to him first and broke him off something awful. I don't think the same situation is going to happen, because Jin is still out there fighting celestial bodies, and because he's so powerful, he can't come back because he's just that strong. But we'll see. We'll see. Another fight between a Thomas Andre and a member of the Sung family. This is going to be fun. Oh, I can't wait to see how Suho approaches this situation. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Imagine if Suho will give to normal soldiers shadow rifles to fight with. Ooh. See, I already brought up, hey, Suho, can I get some dual shadow revolvers? Can I get them? Can I get one of them? And they never run out of bullets? Like, can they just imagine? It would be cool if he can make weapons and personally give them special effects on them. Custom special effects, because, endless ammunition for dual shadow pistols would be sick. But I'm just making stuff up. Nah, Thomas Andre will get his derriere spanked, because apparently the spanking that he got from Jin wasn't enough. Aha! But he doesn't remember! The only people who remember what went down is Wu and Jino. They're the only peoples. So he doesn't know that he got beaten badly by a member of the Sung family in this previous life. To him, this will probably be the first time. The only way for him to redeem himself would be if he will help Suho to fight against apostles. Thomas Andre helping out Suho would be sick. The strongest hunter helping out soon to be the most powerful individual over everyone. Because that's Suho's goal. I want to be the strongest being of all time. So, the strongest human helping out a person who's going to be the strongest being of all time. That sort of team up. You see, these two individuals clashing together, that's going to be devastating. These two individuals helping each other. Ain't nothing left except for the crying. It's gonna be some slow singing and flower bringing. It's literally gonna be that if Suho and Thomas Andre team up with each other. So, yes, not only that, but Cha Hae-in has returned, and she has Kaisel. I wouldn't be surprised if Jin personally left Kaisel with Cha so that she can have a speedy way to get around. I know Kaisel is my favorite ride, but for my wife, I need to make sure that she can get anywhere she wants to now. But didn't we already see some hunter remember Suho? Perhaps he will remember as well. I'm trying to remember. I don't think the only people who know of Suho and his lineage and his true capabilities is Wu and Chino. I don't think there's anybody else who actively knows. Let's see. Jin needs to come home now that his wife is home now. It's gonna be a minute because Jin is so strong. The way back narrows further and further the more powerful you are. That's the reason why. I've forgotten what TL. That's the reason why TL took so long to get to Earth and had to split himself into multiple pieces. You know, baby, child, teenager, and then young man. He had to do all of that because that's how powerful he was. He couldn't just go there full on. Oh, you was talking about Wu. Oh yeah. I already brought up that Wu and Jino, they already got their memories back, but Thomas Andre doesn't. So him remembering him getting his behind handed to him from the previous life, I don't think that's an option for him quite yet. But maybe it could be if Jino still has that key to unlock people's memories from the past life. That's the thing. That's a thought that comes to mind. Let's see, it would be so hilarious if he remembered everything and still got beaten and he's just holding his nose broken saying, just like your pops. Could we get a family reunion between mom and son? It would be nice. The fact that Cha Hae-in is back, even though we don't see her face yet, the fact that Cha Hae-in is back is a very good thing. Because now we don't need to worry about Suho going on a big grand adventure to find his mom. His mom just came back from a gate. Now the question is, what was she doing in there in the first place? So many things, so many questions about where she's been and where things are going to go from here. But we're going to be on break for a while. Who knows how long it's going to be? It could be a couple of months. It could be pretty much a vast majority of this year. Or perhaps a good spanking will make him remember. Possibly. But overall, this was a fantastic Season 1 finale for Solo Leveling Ragnarok. Which means I'm going to be able to do other things at 12 o'clock on a Saturday compared to how I have been ever since I've been reading every single one of these chapters. 47 different Saturdays. I have enjoyed Season 1. It was very good. Season 1 was very good. And this last cliffhanger, all the things that this chapter insinuates, it's gonna be incredible. So firstly, let me just thank every single person who's here. Let me go ahead and thank you now before I go. Thank you everyone for supporting me doing this series throughout all of Season 1. All the ways you've shown support for me, it was incredible and I appreciate it. Thank you, Mihai. Thank you, Julian. Thank you, Michael Malger, Cohagen. Who else was here? Raj. If this was your first time here, thank you for stopping by. Every single person who's watched me react to all of these chapters up until this time, Thank you. It's just an honor and a privilege to be your entertainer, and I really do hope you all enjoyed yourself. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples!